Hey everybody, it's Party Elite. Welcome you back to our Suzerain live-streamed DESPOT playthrough. This week has been absolutely wild, folks. This is the first live stream of the week, which is completely throwing me off because I kind of use live streams as a marker and reminder of what day of the week it is. So part of my brain understands that it's Friday. Happy Friday. The other part of my brain's like, wait, first stream of the week, it should be Monday, and then it's dreading the rest of the week, reliving what this past week has been. Folks, been a little AWOL lately. Schedule's been a bit of a mess. My migraines are hitting hard because of the weather's been just kind of wacky over here in Toronto for the last week. Every day we get all 4 seasons. Well, 3. Winter isn't really hitting yet, but we're getting it's your typical Toronto autumn, where it's like, you know, for 2 hours we'll have summer, and then we'll have an hour of spring, and then an hour and a half of fall weather. It's been wild. I'm feeling a bit better now, though. Still not 100%, but we're getting there. And on top of that, there's some crazy stuff I've got planned for the upcoming weeks. Stuff I can't talk too much about, but hopefully I'm able to stay on schedule, and you'll see it all happen and unfold next week and the week after. So, you know, when it rains, it pours. Puns aside, when it rains, it pours. It's been wild. I hope you all have had significantly better weeks than I have. Been missing streaming. God, I'm so glad I get to stream at least 3 times a week typically, and hang out, chill vibes, play some games. It's always a good time. This week has been extra tough because I've been missing streaming. So I'm glad that we were able to do Suzerain. It helps as well that it's a 2-hour stream. So we should be able to kick it all the way to that 2-hour mark without my head imploding on me. Thank you very much, Natalie. It's been an interesting week though, and again, I'm really excited for some of the stuff that's coming again next week and the week after. Hopefully I'm able to stay on top of everything, but it'll all make sense when it comes out, hopefully, at least to a degree. Hello to everybody hanging out in chat, by the way. Natasha Beagle, how's it going? Aces above, classified. Natalie, this was the first thing I read when I sat down. I had my water on the side of me. The first thing I read was Natalie sending this message. It's raining over here this morning, but let's see if it's raining over in Sordland. Hello all. Such an entry. Let's hope it's raining in Sordland. Let's. Oh God, I got that "Bless the Rain" song stuck in my head now. Amazing. Shadow Limit 999, how's it going? Grateful. How goes? Sakith? No school day and Party Elite stream, and things are working out. How's it going, bud? Ted Knight, how goes? Frost Knight, Saurabh Sarkar, Ryan Shonkin, how y'all doing? Beastorfer, hey. Onyx Ocelot, how goes? Spindle, glad you can make it, buddy. Having a wonderful week, I hope. How y'all settled in over in Germany? How's fall in Germany? Glad you can make it, buddy. It's been some time. It has been some time. We got Aaron Plays Games, how goes? Making sure I didn't miss any names over here. I think I got every. Flak Armor, how's it going, buddy? Ted Knight, oh my god, what the hell? Dude, that sucks, man. There's gotta be rules for that kind of stuff. 2 weeks notice? I don't know where you live, buddy, but there's rules that protect tenants in most parts of North America. I would look into those. I would look into those just to cover yourself. That's not enough notice, man. Holy crap. I hope you're able to land on your feet, buddy. That is not what the I have no words. That's messed up, man. There's got again, Ted, I don't know whereabouts you're at, but there's typically rules that protect tenants about that kind of stuff. Damn. Oh, wow. I mean, gee, we're playing at being a despot. Ted Knight's landlord is an actual despot. Jesus. Spindle, things are going well so far. Yeah, all right. Glad to hear it, man. Glad to hear it. I haven't been on the Discord as much as I'd like to be, unfortunately, this past week. Again, just between the health and trying to get work done. Y'all are too fun to hang out with in the Discord. It's just when I sit down, I'll be like, yeah, it'll be 30 minutes. I'll just chill for 30 minutes. We'll be fine. Next thing I know, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. I haven't got anything done. I was like, damn it. I couldn't afford that this week. Oh, damn. That's wild, Ted. Because, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Because, over here, even if it's a private rental, individually owned, thing being rented out as opposed to like a corporation or something, you still have tenants' rights to like prevent that kind of stuff. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. I really hope you you land on your feet real quick. I hope you have a place to like stay for the meanwhile or something like that while you're looking for a place. That's rough, man. Jesus. And Aaron plays games. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Son has COVID. Oh, is he doing all right? Is he like, is it hitting him hard or is he okay? Yeah, I know, Spindle. I know. But like again, this should be. I mean, I say this every week. This will be the last week. Next week it'll be easier. But no, this is a particularly packed week. Next week might be as well, and I'm hoping I can get sometime in early December. We're gonna do a birthday stream in early December. I have some plans to like step away from the computer in early December as well. Apart from that, but I feel like October, November. Well, November is gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. All right, on the topic of interesting, let's get this party started, shall we? Suzerain always manages to keep it interesting. Last session, we gained a bit of personal wealth because our football team was doing quite well, and the what was it? Some of the club members, not club members, sorry. Some of the, well, yeah, I guess it's a football club. Is this what FC, right? Some of the team members is what I meant to say have gotten into politics apparently, joining our party. Now I'm not sure if that's going to actually make a difference in the playthrough, or if it was just a throwaway line, but it's kind of interesting. So we'll see how that plays out. And our budget went from being 1 to 0, but that's because we invested in what I hope will change our perception or people's perception of us. We invested in a scholarship. I'm really hoping that makes a big difference. And on the topic of things that make a big difference, Frost Knight coming through, joining in as the channel's latest member. Thank you very much, Frost Knight. Folks, throw up those flags, throw up those banners, throw up those E's, and give a warm welcome to our latest channel member, Frost Knight. Thank you very much, buddy. Again, that kind of stuff really helps so much with the channel, really keeps all this stuff sustainable. I appreciate it greatly, man. I appreciate it greatly. And second, that's a good point. Suzerain was kicked off on my birthday last year, right? Jeez, that's wild to think about. I've got some plans for a birthday stream. I'm not 100% set yet. Again, December's so far away still, so I've got some plans. We'll see exactly what it ends up being. But yeah, I guess Suzerain was when we kicked off, or birthday was when we kicked off Suzerain. Natalie Beastorfer, nice to see those banners go up. No spoilers, Natasha, no spoilers. Oh my god, Aaron, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Man. Rough times for quite a few folks, eh? Rough times for quite a few folks. Let's, hopefully I can provide you guys a bit of a distraction. Some light entertainment as we, you know, crush the bloods and and enact horrifying policies. Hopefully, I can give you guys a couple of hours of pure, unbridled joy and entertainment and distraction. But what? So I'm trying to remember what else happened last time. Actually, the whistleblower's been here for some time. Oh right, we got the secret police to investigate the oligarchs. We had them shift gears because they'd been investigating the opposition, right? And they'd, if I understand correctly, Friends Richter is in Antel Rock right now. That's what it sounded like. Friends Richter is over in Antel Rock. He's been detained because we can do that to anybody. So that, you know, he should be taken care of right now. But the oligarchs had some unscrupulous connections with our opposition as well, so we've switched gears to look into them. We're really hoping that Carl Grieser, the police guy, the chief of police, I guess he is, right? We're really hoping that he doesn't like find connections to us, or if he does, he knows to ignore them, because again, we're working with the oligarchs as well, right? Like that's where part of our personal wealth comes from. So hopefully that doesn't cause us too much trouble. I'm a little concerned. Oh yeah, and you can see it right there. I ordered the detainment of Friends Richter. Well, the order was separate from the actual happening, but I do believe it did happen. My order being separate from it, I do believe it did happen. Apart from that, yes, Frank went to he went off to university. That happened last session as well. And things are looking all right. We're making some progress with the whistleblower too, and I believe we'll be seeing our progress with diplomacy as well. Again, hoping to buddy up with Volksland to spit in Agnolia's face. And Lesbia, I mean, if we can make things work with Lesbia, great, but I have my doubts because they don't really like what's going on in our, sort of shared-ish border over here. Or Pallies. Oh my lord, Natalie. Oh my lord. Is your first time catching Suzerain? Can I briefly explain the game? Absolutely, Ryan. Real quick, this is a text-based RPG where you are the president of an ailing nation. It is a fictional country in a fictional world, but it is set in a relatively realistic depiction of like the 50s. So you've got your 2 power blocks, you've got your USSR equivalent, you've got your NATO equivalent, or I should say, you've got your Warsaw Pact equivalent and you've got your NATO equivalent. So you have your USSR equivalent and your America equivalent. You've got all kinds of internal struggles going on. You've got terrorism, some of it might be cross-border, you've got separatist elements, you've got religious struggles, you've got the rising sort of women's rights movements, all that kind of stuff is going on. At the same time, your northern neighbor is a bit of an expansionist, they're warmongers, and you've got to deal with all that, including, pandemics, trade deals, all that sort of stuff. You have to deal with all that kind of stuff while trying to, well, survive a potential, assassination, a potential war, all kinds of stuff. And it's a text-based RPG, so it's really all about building characters and making tough decisions and seeing the consequences of those decisions. It's a fantastic game. I've loved it. This is my second playthrough of it, and it's so very different from my first, and that's what makes this game so special. Some folks come through and chat all the time and say like, wow, I've never seen this decision. I've never seen this kind of a moment or event or whatever. So it's a pretty wild game. Hopefully that explanation does it justice. But you'll see exactly what it all means as we kick it off. Shadow1199, first time catching a stream. Well, I'm glad you can make it, buddy. I hope you have a good time in the stream. I hope you enjoy it. And again, folks, if you do enjoy these streams, hit that like button down below. It does make a very big difference. Just lets me know what y'all like to see on the channel. Discussing. Wow, there's my. I need a quick sip of water over here, folks. Yeah, there is a situation with polio right now. Hopefully polls and polio aren't our downfall. Hopefully. All right, discussion, because that's how that word is said, on the changes to the law. I feel like... give me a sec here, folks. Weird. Sorry about that. There was this like weird buzzing coming out of one of my speakers. I'm like, I don't know what that is. That doesn't make me very comfortable, though. It was like a very loud buzzing. I hope there's not a problem there. Anyway, let's get to work over here, shall we? If you think you're about to fail, at least go out in a blaze of fire. Oh God. Yeah, I mean, hey, that's the way to go, right? If the end is coming, then make it glorious, right? Started watching Party's Planet Zoo videos a few weeks ago, so I'm glad to be able to watch him play another game. Oh, it's always cool to hear folks check out other games when they come in for one thing and end up staying for another. That's always fun to hear about. I'm glad to see you're enjoying some of the variety, or I hope you're enjoying some of the variety. Enjoying is the key part there. Oh my God, Spindle. How is polio a problem? We're a polio state after all, my lord. Oh my lord. Lucian and I sat in my office waiting for Peter. I was at my desk, and he was on the sofa, legs crossed. Sir, I have some news for you. Okay, just a quick touch on recapping stuff from last time. All the news we got last time was like hot, like garbage fire, man. All like the polls were like showing us as least popular we've ever been. A lot of our ministers were upset at how things had been playing out. There was some issues. So apart from the news about our, money coming in from the football club, we got a lot of talk about how our economy is in shambles still. And I was just like, oh, I thought we did quite a bit for our economy. So all the news we've received so far for the last, couple of days has been unpleasant. So I really hope Lucian has something to lighten our moods. As Ren comes through, as a member for 4 months. This is lit, and I'm proud to be part of the fam. Well, I'm happy to have you in said fam, buddy. Oh man, it's 4 months is it's a whole third of a year. That's wild, man. Thanks for the support all along, and I, you know, I imagine the this is lit is with regards to the little re-membership button. I don't know what to call it. I'm so glad that YouTube implemented that. I've been asking for that forever, and then one day it finally happened. I was like, you know, this is great because it allows for that kind of stuff. Exactly, man. Thank you so much. Great to see the flags and the banners go up. Drop those E's, drop those banners. It's always good to celebrate. All right, let's go. Please. Give me some good news, buddy. Mr. Hall and I have been working on several possible plans to boost the economy, as is our focus, oh thank God. He is currently compiling a very detailed report with suggested projects. I'll make sure you have a chance to see it soon. He looked at his watch again. Oh, but not too soon, I hope. We can operate in a bit of a, like, deficit, but I'd rather not, you know? I'd rather not. Get to -1, but it feels like it'll be coming. Looks like Mr. Vice President is late yet another time. I'll lay off him. He lowered his voice. I'm slightly concerned about Peter. He seems to have his mind occupied. He's been late to almost every meeting we've had recently. Oh, come on. I'm sure he's busy with very important things. Working real hard at his desk. I noticed it too. I need to talk to him in private sometimes. I know Peter well. There's nothing to be concerned about. Or I don't know what's wrong, but I also do not appreciate him being late all the time. I think it's fair to say I'll talk to him too. Like, I guess I was gonna say it's like, 1 and 2 are both feel like covering for a buddy, you know. But one feels like saying no. Our friend has some issues. I mean, again, Lucian is a homie, but he's not, you know, he's not Peter, right? He's not been with us for, like, what, half our life or whatever, right? So I feel like maybe we go with 2 over here. I know Peter well, there's nothing to be concerned about, and I can separately talk to him myself. And to boost the economy would be great. Well, yeah, we do have that one project that's still ongoing. The industrial zone over here hopefully will complete soon and boost our economy a bit. I don't know. The L1 high-speed railway I thought would do more for the economy, but it really feels like a miss there. Despite claims that it's helped our trade, I'm not seeing any evidence, right? So I'm a little worried about our current situation. Peter's off. Yeah, exactly, Wickles. He's fine. He's fine. How's it going, Wickles? I know Peter well. There's nothing to be concerned about. Yeah, it was pointed out to me again a couple of sessions ago in the comments that Lucian. Why am I doing that today? Lucian. I keep saying Lucian. He can be quite self-centered. He can be quite self-centered as far as, like, his political goals and stuff are concerned. But I know Peter well. There's nothing to be concerned about. Lay off, buddy. Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. It was Peter. He walked inside with files in both hands. Gentlemen. Welcome, Peter. Have a seat. Thank you. He placed the files on my table, took out several documents, and organized them in front of me. Here's everything, just as you asked. Our plans for our next reforms. You can enact new major laws with your emergency powers. You have enough political capital now. What are your thoughts, Anton? Well, he went from 0 to 100. I mean, he came late, but, like, no chit-chat, no small talk. This is the kind of meeting I like, man, in, like, real life even. No, none of that, hey, how was your weekend? God, you know when you, like, have a packed, like, day ahead of you? You got, like, your 9 to 5 is actually a 9 to 10 p.m., and then someone calls a meeting on a Friday, and they want to kick it off with, like, chit-chat and small talk, and you're like, I just want to go home and, you know, have a good weekend. Can we get this done? Peter gets that. He's like, I'm not wasting any time over here. Let's get straight to work. All right. Let's go over the documents. Let's go over these documents. Oh, not what I was expecting. Oh, well, I was expecting hold on. I was expecting a conversation about the documents. Purge General Staff. Oh. Damn. What are some of these options? Hold on, this did not come up last time at all. This didn't come up at all last time. And I assume that, right? I don't recognize these options. All right, cool. Let's look over this. Hold on. So Purge General Staff. Even the ones we can't do. Purge General Staff. The old guard will not execute this presidential power. Unfortunately, we can't get any details on what it does. Okay, fair enough. Relocation of teachers and doctors to rural areas. The rural areas of Sordland suffer from a lack of teachers and doctors to provide welfare services for the local populace. Through a decree, we can order the relocation of unemployed teachers and doctors to areas that lack staff in education and health. Okay. Burgia Special Zone. Burgia is a volatile region and seeks special administrative attention. By passing a new decree designating it as a special zone, the administration can assign extraordinary privileges to increase the executive authority of the governor. But isn't the governor of Burgia a Blood? I can't remember right now. Oh, I see it classified. I see it, Ted Knight. Don't you worry. I noticed that. That's the first thing my eyes zoned in on. We'll get there. Burgia Special Zone also sounds like a bit of a, yeah, as B Surfer put it, a bit of a must, eh? A flak armor, that's 100% true. It totally is. It 100% is. Gun ownership rights. Currently, citizens aren't allowed to own guns except for licensed hunters. A decree would allow each citizen the right to bear arms after a base background check. Machine guns would require special permits by the police chief of the district. I feel like it would just equip people, literally speaking, to take care of us. So I think I'd rather not. Remove public religious symbols. The old guard will not execute this presidential power. Oh, damn. It's like having emergency powers, but being a reformist has a completely different set of options. That's wild. That's wild. This is like getting 3 wishes, except you can't make a law for infinite laws. Pretty much, this is like genie stuff. It can't bring people back from the dead. Can't wish for more wishes. Can't law for more laws. Capital punishment. Sordland's prisons have hundreds of high-profile criminals serving their time. Capital punishment was outlawed in the 40s, but a new decree can reinstitute it for high crimes if dangerous criminals were found guilty through a fair judicial process. Oh, yeah. A fair judicial process, yeah. Remove independence of the central bank. The central bank is independent to determine the monetary policies of the country. A new decree would remove the independence of the central bank by putting it under the presidency, giving the executive more direct control over the monetary strategy. Free Trade and Competition Commission. Trade and commerce in Sordland has few regulatory measures, resulting in unfair competition at times. A new Free Trade Commission can be established via decree to push for fair market competition by protecting local industries through new regulations. Okay. Rural education institutes. Sordland lacks technical and theoretical institutes for rural regions, causing people to migrate to cities for opportunities. A new directive would see the construction of hundreds of education institutes that would teach the rural population technical and theoretical skills. Allow private prisons. Oh, I like that +1 to government budget there. +1 to government budget there. Oh man. Fair. Yeah, fair trial. Yeah, for real. All prisons in Sordland are run and funded by the Ministry of Interior. A decree would be could be passed to allow private companies to construct and operate prisons for profit while still adhering to the rules and guidelines of the Interior. Okay, buddy, adhering to rules. Come on. Oh, since when have private institutions been, particular about rules? Sordish Radio and Television Supreme Council. Freedom of speech is protected in Sordland, but with the rise of new media, private organizations gained a massive influence on society. With a new decree, we could create a government agency, the SRSC, that could protect the independence of the media or control it. Okay, that one's definitely happening, right? Lower retirement age. God, no. The retirement age of Sordland had been increased to 65 in the mid-1940s due to economic stagnation. The older voting blocs are requesting a decrease. Really? Our administration can pass a decree that would lower the retirement age to 60. Interesting. Or free prescription medicine. Words today are very hard. Prescription medicine in Sordland is partially paid by the Ministry of Health according to the importance of the medication. The price has even gone up due to our privatization. A new decree would allow all citizens to get their medication completely for free. All right, these are some interesting options. Wickles, it was green right up until the previous session, and then we invested in a scholarship that has our name on it because we figured that'd be a good way to gain some points with you know, the voters. So that's where that green went down to yellow. That's where that green went down to yellow. Moomin 2301, thank you very much for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the show. If you are, again, you know what to do. Let me know down below. Hit that like button. It does make a very big difference. All right, what do we go with over here? I feel like so capital punishment, I think, works 100% with our themes and everything, right? Guns, capital punishment, and radio TV council. I reckon a nice chaotic mix. Chaos is right. I don't think I want to do gun ownership rights simply because of the situation with the bloods. I mean, unless the background check includes like, hey, you can't be bloodish, which I don't think it does, right? I feel like this is asking for trouble. Actually, I would much rather have. I feel like in our current circumstances, we'd be much better off making sure that the only people that are armed are like the police and the military. Because as much as like, so here's the thing, right? If all of our citizens start walking around with handguns and machine guns and things get serious, hypothetically, you know, you bring in your tanks, you subdue the masses. It doesn't matter because technologically the state will be able to crush any, you know, uprising. The problem, though, is that if that uprising happens at the same time as war, you know, particularly with Roomberg, if all of our resources are dedicated to Roomberg and the Bloods decide, hey, now's the time, and they rise up and they're able to because they have easy access to guns now. See, that's when we start having trouble. Aces above, what are the chances? Yeah, you're talking about tanks. Yeah, tanks help, but if those tanks are at the northern border, you don't believe in your loyal citizens? Oh, I believe in my loyal citizens. Unfortunately, there's like 7 of them. All the other citizens, they ain't loyal. They ain't loyal. So that's my concern. That's my concern. Sounds good. Aaron plays games. Take your time, buddy. And we'll welcome you back with open arms when you get to hop back in. Yeah, no, I don't think gun ownership rights is the right way. Capital punishment, I think, goes without saying, right? You're right, Natalie. It's more like 5 of them. Don't get me wrong, giving guns to everyone is a bad idea, which is precisely why I went. Oh, no, I know. I felt like your use of the word chaotic, your words chaotic mix was very apt tonight. 100%. I think capital punishment is a must-have, right? Private prisons, I think, is a must-have as well. Helps our budget. Yeah, exactly, Natasha. For that money, right? Helps that budget. And, you know, more people to maybe put in our pockets. It also reduces the strength of the Ministry of Interior a bit, which might not be a bad idea. And then I see y'all saying I don't need the Radio and TV Council. But to that, I provide this counter-argument. It's got the word supreme in it, which is a solid selling point, right? So I feel like that's one. I think that's a favor, like an argument in favor of the Swordish Radio and Television Supreme Council. With a name like that, how can we say no? And 2, this would allow us to potentially shut down the radical and other, like, you know, naysayers, basically. Like right now, we have control over. See, the thing is, we don't have control over what's his name. Oh, I forget his name. The media conglomerate guy, Marcel Caranti, right? We don't have control over him. We have a partnership with him. We have a deal with him. But the moment that deal turns sour, he holds the cards, right? If we do something that he doesn't like, he can very easily say, yeah, all right, cool. Our deal is over. And you know, I'm going to start revealing all your dirt. And we have nothing we can do without appearing as oppressive, right? Whereas if we have this Radio and Television Council, then we have the cards. If something falls apart in our relationship, then we can go, well, hey, I'm deeming your organization problematic, illegal, or whatever it might be. However, we can stamp out their voice, right? We hold the cards if the Supreme Council exists. And point number 3, see point number 1. Supreme is in the name. How can we say no? We got to control the press, right? Exactly, Steeltooth. Control that press. I was curious about removing central bank independence, but I don't think it'll actually give us any money. I think it's just to make sure that we control... I'm curious what removing independence of the central bank would actually do from a functional perspective. Because I really thought looking at the documents would give us an explanation of our options and stuff, but who knew I clicked on the wrong thing there. Private prisons are a horrible idea. Still do it. You'll make bank. Exactly. Exactly. Right? Natasha says, I'm convinced, I assume with regards to the Supreme Council. Yeah, I think we're going to go with the Supreme Council here. Give me a sec, folks. I'm like, been sitting. I gotta switch to standing here. I've become so used to like playing and recording while standing, it's almost foreign to me to be sitting down while playing. They'll never be able to control the ideas of the people. The czars tried and they were dethroned. But if the economy as well, you don't need to use censorship. Yeah, about the economy though. About the economy though. I think we'll stick with these three. Capital punishment, because you can't have a despotic state without capital punishment. Private prisons, because you can't have a despotic state without private prisons. Also, we need the money. And control over the media, because you can't have a despotic state without control over the media. I don't think retirement age, free prescription medicine is like the opposite of what we'd want to do. Same thing goes for any of the stuff that's pro-rural, anything. Gun ownership rights, again, we discussed the potential chaos. The Bergia special zone is the only other thing that draws to me, that draws me in, sorry. But I do believe the governor of Bergia is a blood. And that would not be ideal, because it would give him extra authority, and we wouldn't want that. So I feel like the Bergia special zone is like a gotcha. It's a bait and switch, I feel like it's one of those things where it's just like you think, oh, this is a good idea, but the Bergia special zone doesn't give us more power, it gives the governor more power. And again, I think the governor is a blood, and that essentially takes power away from us, actually. Yeah, I feel like we go with these three. Essentially, we don't want to help people. That's the criteria. Well put, Ted Knight. Well put. Is he not Beast Orphan? I thought he was a blood, or a blood sympathizer or whatever. Oh no, I'm thinking about the MP. I'm thinking about the MP, Mansoon Leak. Either way, I think these three are the way to go. I've been mulling over this for perhaps a little too long, so my apologies. I think we'll go with these three over here. Are you planning to enrich yourself in addition to the country, or in spite of the country, though? I think, Flacon, we're in that position where the nation needs to have a bit of wealth to make sure we can stay in power for longer. Our power grab, I don't think can be completed within one term, unfortunately. So we have to consider potentially needing a second term. I think winning a war against Rumburg and having a decent economy would encourage the people to vote in our favor. And I'm hoping that imprisoning our what's it called? Our competition works in our favor as well. So that's why a little bit of extra money for the government budget here, so that we can reinvest it into the nation and help the economy, I think is a good call. And then private prisons at the same time, I'm hoping that somebody comes to me and says, hey, how about some money to give me some preferential treatment? So it could be a win-win. Oh, God, these kinds of decisions always are so rough. But yeah, we'll go with these three, I think. Sorry. Again, like I said, I'm dallying on the screen for maybe a bit too long. Let's go with these three. I feel like these are big game changers, so... Bergia Special Zone is the only one I wonder about, but I wouldn't want to give any of these up for it. Again, we need to hold that card over Karanti, right? We need that money, and capital punishment is just funny. Let's go for it. Done. Oh. Here we go. God damn it. This game, every time. Why did I not see this coming? It does this every goddamn time. Yes, I'm not sure about my decisions, but I've made them, haven't I? Just let me through. This thing always throws me off, man. The new Swordish economy will be prison labor. Oh dear, and resistance is futile. Oh my. Classified member for 13 months. Hot Damn. 13 months, baby. That's wild. Thank you for your support through it all, buddy. Through membership and through all the super chats throughout every, feels like pretty much every stream. I appreciate it greatly. Folks, throw up those banners and flags and E's to say thanks to Classified for 13 months, man. That's wild. That is wild. That feeling you get when you have to hit accept twice. Ain't that the truth? I hate it every goddamn time. It happens so often. Yes, I'm, again, not sure about my decisions, but I gotta click yes to make it happen anyway. Let's do it. Let's do it. There was no discussion. There was no discussion. B-Store for coming through. A member for 13 months as well. Let's spam this stuff today. Yeah, I guess... what happened 13 months ago? Oh, that's wild. Thank you so much, B-Store, for as well for the support throughout those 13 months. This is... I love this new feature. I love this new feature. It's great. It's great. Man, that's wild. Oh man. Sometimes I think about when it's all quiet. I'm one of those people who has a hard time falling asleep. Sometimes when I'm having a hard time falling asleep, I kind of think about like these last, handful of years and how wild this journey has been. And honestly, it would have been impossible if it wasn't for like each and every one of y'all. So it's one of those reasons why I like this feature so much. It's just like it's a nice way to kind of celebrate, and just, I don't know, share the joy and love, I guess. Following a brief discussion, I took notes about my decisions. Notes? Who takes notes? I see. We're bringing back capital punishment. Not a bad idea where some crimes are concerned. Perfect timing for the cheer to kick off. We're bringing back capital punishment. Death! Ted Knight, member for 6 months. Wow, man, half a year joining in because why not? Much love, party. Right back to you, buddy. I love it. I love it. Fancy banners are not... All banners are fancy. E's are fancy too. Yeah, throw them up, exactly. Banners, E's, it's all good. Natasha, Peter's my boy plus. Yeah, for real. Not a bad idea. Peter knows what's up. I'm not gonna get over that cheer timing. Sol must have executed thousands before he removed it, but he's still remembered as a hero for getting rid of it. Bringing it back will likely result in a huge outcry. Hey, cool, Peter, thank you. That information would have been really helpful about 5 minutes ago before I made the decision. Yeah, Spindle, that's the unfortunate thing. I wish Patreon would have a better hookup and stuff as well, because again, so many folks have been on Patreon for many years, in your case exactly 2 years now. But it's but without that YouTube integration, you can't have the little message pop up. But 2 years is still wild, man. 2 years is still wild, whether there's a little pop-up message for it or not. The support's been wild. Not just the level of organization and management you take on is wild as well. The Steel Division 2 multiplayer stuff comes to mind every time, which is actually something I've been meaning to play again. I've been missing Steel Division 2. I saw must have executed thousands. Yeah. Again, Peter, thank you so very much. Your timing is impeccable as always. He's late with his information as he is with his arrival times. Lucian, the NFP has been advocating for this for far too long. It might make the nationalists happy, but it could also bring back dark memories for leftists and minorities. Of course, it depends on who ends up on the wrong side of the firing squad. Lucian, goddamn, man. And there's the privatization of the prison system. Now, that's going to be controversial, but the increased number of detainees has been pushing state prisons to their limits. At least this will lift a burden from the government. So basically what they're saying is all of our decisions are the wrong ones. All of our decisions have been the wrong ones. He stopped for a moment and looked up, as if he was trying to figure out which words to use. I very much support your decision to form a regulatory body for radio and television. Television is the future. It's great that we all understand this. It'll definitely help us have an influence on new media. So how will you structure this Supreme Council of Swordish Radio and Television? First of all, is that the order that it was in? I thought it was the... Yeah, I guess so. All right, Peter. Fine, you got something right in your life. You know what? I clearly took the wrong option when we popped open that set of selections. The other chat option was probably the option that would give us a brief with regards to the decisions we were about to make. So, oops. Yes, exactly. Throw up those banners and E's for Spindle as well. 2 years, man. It's no joke. 2 years is no joke. LOIT. Yes, private prisons is a good way to get some work done. Free labor indeed. When you have time for multiplayer, let me know, and we can make a big community one. Yeah, that would be fun, wouldn't it? I gotta figure that out. I've been missing Steel Division 2 a lot, but I've definitely gotten rusty. They've made a lot of changes to that game, like range differences, new divisions, all sorts of stuff. I might think about that a bit more seriously. I've really been thinking about Steel Division 2 a lot lately. All right, how will I structure this Supreme Council? I want them to be independent and only regulate the content according to some standards. Or we'll have control over the council, which will have control over the media. You see where I'm going with this. I mean, 2 is the obvious option over here, right? There's no conversation to be had here. I was hoping it would be a more gradual shift in power, but I feel like, if we have control over the council, that's the card we've been talking about, right? That's the card we've been talking about. So, yeah. We'll have control over the council, which will have control over the media. You see where I'm going with this. Of course, it'll be the perfect tool to manipulate the public. Well, we both respect your decisions, Anton. But now that everything's settled, I should get to work. We'll catch up soon. Yeah, go get to work, buddy. Lucien looked at his watch. We actually have 6 more minutes. But, very well. Let's call it here. Oh my god, you can choose to thank one person over the other. Rude. Thank you both. Our media has been biased since what was it? Session 2 or 3 when we made that deal with Karanti. I think that's what it's getting at, Natalie. No, Ted. We should thank them both. No such thing as biased media in free Sordland. Exactly. Thank you all. All right. Oh no. There's something about that sound effect, that page turning sound effect with these exclamation marks popping up that gets me every time. It's god damn it, who died and is it me? All right, what's the news got to say? Hopefully only good things. Geopolitico. Circling over Stallport. Patricio Alvarez, the Prime Minister of Lesbia, on his scheduled visit to the Republic of Agnolia to meet Prime Minister Van Horten, had failed to get off the plane when it landed on the Stallport International Airport. It is believed that he'd been too drunk to get off the plane. The assembled dignitaries waited at the airplane at the scheduled hour, but Alvarez's plane did not land. Airport officials reported that it was circling over Stallport. After circling for 2 hours, the plane landed, but Alvarez did not come out. Lesbian officials informed Van Horten that Alvarez was unwell and that the foreign minister would join the meeting instead. Okay, so, listen. Geopolitico is a typically, well-written paper. It's got journalistic integrity, and they're all about geopolitics, right? The name gives it away. This is the most, it's not slander. Well, it's borderline slanderous, right? Calling a head of government, a head of state, drunk without knowing for a fact that they were drunk. It's kind of this is probably one of my favorite articles they put out. Ryan says, sorry, last question about different games. Have you considered live streaming Humankind, and are you planning any more CK3 content? Do you have a stream schedule? I do indeed, Ryan. It's been a little wacky this last week. Life's been a little wacky for the last couple of months, in fact. But every Monday, we stream Crusader Kings 3. Every Tuesday, we stream, it's going to change up in the near future, but Phantom Brigade, and we're going to be switching it up. And every Friday, we do Suzerain, and after Suzerain is done, we'll be doing Disco Elysium instead, because I haven't played that game, and I really want to. But if you do join our Discord, for which the link is in chat, thank you, Spindle. If you join our Discord, you can stay up to date with all kinds of games that we play over there. Throw in your suggestions and thoughts as well if you'd like to see something. So, for example, if you want to see Humankind be streamed, then that's an option for sure. I've thought about streaming Humankind rather than just doing VODs, but I'm not sure. I feel like there's I don't know. It's one of those games that works really nicely as VODs, purely as VODs as well. So I'm on the fence about streaming Humankind, but there's definitely going to be more Humankind and, yes, more Crusader Kings 3 as well, for sure, without a shadow of a doubt. But yeah, don't hesitate to join our Discord to stay up to date with all that, to hang out as well. It's a fantastic community, great people, great company, great gaming. Yeah. If you have any more questions, I'm gonna ask away. I don't mind questions, by the way. I see you saying sorry last question about different games. No worries at all. I'm always happy to answer questions. And yes, Natalie, as is tradition, thank you so very much for answering the question for me. But of course, again, as is tradition, I miss it after you type it all out, and then I basically say the exact same thing that you already got to. Thank you though for typing it all out. It is appreciated. It is appreciated. Oh man. Have you heard about Bannerlord and the ability to raise companions into clans? Yes, I have. There's some interesting stuff going on with Bannerlord, and I have some plans for Bannerlord as well. Lots of folks actually been asking about Bannerlord lately, and when the next series will start. I am actively looking at mods and stuff, and I've got a storyline in mind, so it'll start hopefully soon. I'm kind of thinking of alternating Humankind and Bannerlord, maybe, but they'd be like mini-series of Bannerlord. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly where it would slot in. I have to be careful not to like kill myself by adding another playthrough on top of all the existing playthroughs. So I do have to balance that out, but Bannerlord is being planned. I can't say as we speak because that's not entirely true, but like it's being planned when we don't speak. The economists have this to say: Rain opens lucrative possibilities with private prisons. Hey, some good news. This is good. This is good. Yeah, it would not be a mega series. It would be a mini series. I need to stop doing 300 episode series. I mean, Workers and Resources is different. That'll keep going until we all tire of it, which I feel like will be never for me at least. But I need to keep my series lengths in check. 200, 300 episode series is not is not sustainable. It's kind of wild actually. Okay, so Rain opens lucrative possibilities with private prisons. By allowing private prisons in Sordland, President Rain opened up vast potential for entrepreneurs to both boost the Swordish economy and reform the criminal justice system. The government has long sunk too much of our tax money into public prisons while failing to take full advantage of our country's incarcerated population. Jesus. Rain's decree will be a boon to Swordish corporations looking for profitable investments and a steady supply of low-cost labor. I mean, hey, that's how you keep your doors open as a newspaper, I guess. Now, are these guys grayed out because they don't have news, or are they grayed out because they've been shut down? We'll check afterwards, I guess. On that note, new council to oversee media releases. President Rain has signed a decree that creates the Swordish Supreme Council of Radio and Television. The council, consisting of state television officials and media professionals handpicked by the administration, will officially oversee all media publishing to ensure the validity of the information through a fact-checking process. Fact-checking is only a good thing. The palace wants to ensure the citizens receive accurate and correct information. This act is welcomed in a day and age where Swordish citizens are ever more susceptible to foreign influence and biased media organizations. Yeah, we wouldn't want biased media organizations, would we? The Hall Sword Post, would we? Flak Armor, yeah, that was a very chilling article, that previous one. I think that's the one you're talking about, right? Workers and Resources, just chill vibes. Yeah, it is. It really is. Every time I sit down to record it, it's just such a good time, and seeing all the comments come through and all the suggestions and playing through all the struggles of Workers and Resources, it's always a good time. CJ, how's it going, buddy? I don't know if I missed you earlier, but I'm glad you could make it. I think you just came through, right? Glad you come through, buddy. Oh god, sending bloods into the mines. Rain's gulag. Oh dear. So dark, so dark. Swoosh Kid, just my opinion, but your Bannerlord was the finest. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I had a wonderful time with Bannerlord. Even when it became kind of grindy, I'm glad we fought through the grind, but it did get kind of grindy. And I think that's when I realized, with Bannerlord is when I realized I gotta be... No, that's not true. Total War made me realize, especially Three Kingdoms. It's just like when the grind comes, it can be, whoa, challenging. And then Bannerlord set it in stone, and so now I'm like, okay, I gotta figure out how to do more like mini-series and more controlled bursts of coverage when it comes to Let's Plays. Free media is overestimated. We have no corruption in Sordland. Exactly. Free media is only a source of trouble. Alright, sounds good, Ren. Sounds good. Hopefully it's a short one. What are the chances you actually fall into a Friday meeting after we talk about Friday meetings? President passes capital punishment decree. Rain administration has announced new amendments to the judicial process to allow capital punishment for heinous crimes. The changes are going to be targeting the most high-profile criminals sentenced to high crimes such as terrorism, high treason, mass murder, or espionage. Oh, okay. Immediately effective, the courts now have the authority to pass a sentence as specified. All right, hold on. High treason. Can we accuse Friends Richter of high treason? Maybe? That's interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Now, if I go back here, did we shut these guys down? Or is it just that they had no news to report? I can't remember if they're grayed out when they have no news to report. Like, no new news to report, or whatever you want to call it. We'll see. All right, earlier, what's going on here? State-of-the-art aircraft enter aircraft inventory. Oh, cool. Sordland's Minister of Defense, General Josef Lancea, is reporting the efforts to modernize our Air Force is complete. According to his report, our existing 410 Sordland S-13 fighters and Benfey delivery B-34 bombers have been upgraded. I'm sorry, is it called the Benfey delivery? What a name for a bomber. Oh my god. With the latest technology, S-16 fighter jets and Benfey Prime delivery BPD-36 bombers. Oh, that's weird. The sentence structure's not right there. The new bombers have increased range, speed, bomb payloads, along with more sophisticated radar and radio guidance-assisted targeting systems, allowing for more precise bombing day or night. Our pilots nicknamed them the Night Herons. Beautiful. Oh, I really hope to see them in action. War with Rumburg is almost a certainty, by the way. Like, let's be real. Almost a certainty. Gelsword commercial activity increased. Nice. Come on. Commercial activity reports coming from the Ministry of Economics display that a record number of new companies are being founded in Gelsword due to an economic boom. The report also indicates an increase in the logistical intake and output of the city is driving the tech company growth. The Research Council of the city has also reported positive growth for the next few years. Projected maybe positive growth for the next few years. Gelsword also reported the most visits of passengers ever, with people from Hallsword taking the high-speed rail to see the city just for fun. The largest group of visitors are still scientists and students. Okay, so local tourism is booming, I guess. Hopefully that helps our economic development. I mean, that doesn't seem... I don't care about all the positive messaging if we don't actually get positive, outcomes, results. Results are what matter, man. Why is this in red? Oh, because, red is a good color. Red and yellow are the right colors, right? Look at the channel branding. Media censored. The Swedish government has the authority to ban the spreading of harmful and untruth information. Furthermore, individuals that are spreading said information are eligible to be arrested by the state. I don't know why that would be in red. We're going to ban the spreading of harmful and untruth. Why would that be in red? That should be in, the brightest green there is. Ban the, oh god. I'm going to stand by for my butchered German. What was it? It's not just Lugenpress? I forget the term for it. It's horrifying. I shouldn't even... Order! Why was this... Oh, private prisons, that's why. What was the word? I knew this word until literally I had to say it. Red and yellow was planned indeed. Throw up those things. Taking a look at chat real quick. Yeah, I know, all this green, right? All this green. Minecraft? No. I'm not going to play Minecraft. It doesn't really... I'm fascinated by Minecraft, but it doesn't really fit the theme of this channel, and also I don't think I have the time to play something like Minecraft. Okay, so I did have it right. Lugenpress, right? Yeah, okay. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but I was like, press? That sounds too English. But I guess it is right. Private prisons are allowed to be opened by private investors in Sordland, given that the prison passes all essential criteria of security and living standards. Excellent. Good stuff. All good stuff. What do we have over here? Trade talks with the Chancellor of Volksland. Okay. I don't think we had that last time, did we? Trade talks with the president of Lesbia. Oh, no, you know what? We did. Let's deal with Volksland first. I don't think a conversation with Lesbia is going to go well. Let's deal with Volksland. This is actually a big deal conversation. And see if we can't secure an alliance as well. Ministry of Truth. What a name. The Ministry of Truth. I love it. All right, trade talks with the Chancellor of Voxland. Midnight was approaching when our delegation boarded the SRS Hallsword. The large ship was once the royal yacht of King Egmont himself. By the order of Saul, it was repurposed to serve the leaders of Sordland for state visits. We departed from the port of Lackhaven along with a few other smaller escort boats. Oh yeah, we'll look at that after this section. I entered the luxurious compartments reserved for the heads of state. I laid down on the bed to rest my eyes before we arrived at Wilburn, a major city in Volksland. The Markian Sea was known for its treacherous waters, however. The Markian Sea was known for its treacherous waters. However, the trip so far had been rather calm and quiet. I couldn't sleep. I went out to the upper deck to have some fresh air. Sea breeze brought a salty and briny smell. I saw David leaning over the railings, looking at the horizon, and I decided to join him. Mr. President, I'm surprised you're still up this late. I could say the same thing about you. Good point. I don't like sleep. I feel like it's wasted time. After all, almost 1/3 of our lives are spent sleeping. Oh my god, David! I'm like you. He's older than me, right? So he wouldn't be like me. I would be like him. Hey, I'm not... this is kind of weird reading that out loud, because that's like exactly what I say when people ask me, like, oh, why don't you should sleep more. It's like, yeah, it's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time. It literally keeps you alive. This is hilarious. This is so weird. It's like breaking the fourth wall almost. How Thor, how's it going, buddy? Been some time. Having a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful life, I hope, between now and our previous chat. We've dealt with most of our organized crime. I'm sure there's still some around, Suzerain, but I think we've dealt with a fair bit of it, actually. I don't know, Natalie. We all love David, and he's clearly speaking some truth over here. This is me in a few years. Yeah, that's what I'm going to look like at 35. With how much sleep and rest I get? 100%. Do you mind if I ask why you can't sleep? I do mind, no. Let's show our compassionate side to the wizened old man, right? Are you also worried about the future all the time? I'm an old man, Mr. President. I've been alive for more than 70 years. I spent most of those years worrying about various things, endlessly. What I realized in my time was that worrying is simply a part of life. As mankind, we are forever gullible. We always think about reaching out for what we don't have. And a part of what we don't have are the choices we could have made and their results. Yeah, see, like I said, wizened. Silently watch the horizon. That doesn't help at all. No, thank you for your wisdom, David. As ever, wise. Anytime, Mr. President. It is getting chilly out here. I must go now and try to get some sleep. I am an old man, after all. Hey, hang on a second. What is this? What is this back and forth? You're my Minister of Foreign Affairs. I need you to be able to, like, stick to a line of thinking for, like, 30 minutes at least. I recommend you do the same. I think I'll stay a little longer. Yeah, I'll stay a little longer. Very well. Good night. Oh, this is how I get assassinated? Somebody tosses me over the over the railing here. I watched the sea for some time more before going back to my compartment to sleep. The dawn arrived and our ship moored at the busy port of Wilburn. Among the usual flashes from cameras, we made our way to the train station in a convoy where we took the train to Helm for an uneventful trip. We arrived at the central train station of Helm, the capital city of Volksland. There were an incredible amount of people waiting for us. I stepped out of the train and immediately flashes went off. Our delegation met with various members of the Voxlandian cabinet. We took the cars and arrived at the royal palace. Flags of Voxland and CSP were waving next to the entrance. None of this happened last time, right? None of this happened last time. I don't recognize any of this. Assistants took my belongings and led me to the museum wing. It was there that I saw Chancellor Hegel. He was inspecting a very large painting on the wall. Our painters back in Sordland are better. Clear my throat. No. Clear. I'll greet him properly. We should definitely Look, I'm gonna try and make an alliance with these guys, and if he pushes the Greater Alliance with the, you know, again, Warsaw Pact equivalent, that's a no. That's a hard no. Voxland are allies of, like, necessity, basically, you know? Chancellor Hegel. He turned around. He was a man of small stature with a balding spot and a striking visage. His famous pipe was in his mouth. I'm sorry, his famous pipe is like just a weird... That's... his famous pipe, you know? Okay. He briefly scanned me from head to toe. We shook hands as he stared me down. Mr. Rain, welcome to Voxland. Thank you. He gestured towards the painting. This was made in 1776 by the famous Volkslandian painter Otto Keyburn. I looked at the painting. It must have been over 5 meters tall. It was a battle scene. On the left side, there were banners carried by Volks, and on the right, swords. Countless spears formed a triangle at the center, and the sky was red from the blood. Psh, spears, should have been swords. What do you think about it? Just a reminder, one misstep and we're back to painting the world with more blood. Interesting. Nothing, it's just a painting. No. Clearly this guy appreciates the arts. I think we have come far. After all, we're standing here side by side instead of a battlefield. I like that. I think that's a good... watch out for his shoe, goddammit. His pipe and Rain's cigar will rule Mircopa. I mean, there's some good vivid imagery there. In a good way. I'm not being like... sarcastic. I feel like we should go with number 1 here. I think we've come far. After all, we're standing here side by side instead of a battlefield. We can do so much more through unity. However, not everyone wants that. Malls, thank you very much for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the show, buddy. If you are, again, you know what to do. Hit that like button down below. Let me know that you're enjoying the show. And again, folks, we got over 30 people watching. But just about 20 likes. If you're having a good time, hit that like button. It really does make a big difference. Just let me know what people are interested in on the channel, whether it's live streams or a specific game or what have you. And if you're watching the VOD, likes and comments. I do read the comments. I do keep them in mind as well. All right. We started walking. I have been watching your rules so far with worry. You extended the emergency in your country with seemingly no end in sight. You banned the legal organizations in your country like Red Youth. You started privatizing your economy and sold state assets to make the richer even richer. Your actions are clear as the day. I feel like we're not going to have an alliance here. I feel like it's going to be a hard pass. I could say my hand was forced when I made those decisions. Shift the blame a bit. See, 1 is not an option here. I don't answer to you is like asking the conversation to end. Sordland's concerns are Sordland's alone, or it's an acceptable thing to say. It's like a request to respect our sovereignty, I suppose. What do you guys? I see. Oh, we're split. 2 2s and 2 3s. Oh, 3 2s. Yeah, like either we push the sovereignty angle. It's like, hey, let us do our business. The blues made me do it. Or yeah, my hand was forced. But if I say my hand was forced, he might pull the whole, well, who's in charge of your country then? Maybe I should be speaking to them, you know? He technically didn't criticize you yet. Maybe he's going to be a pal about it. Yeah, true. Ricky, cool. Man, this guy's so serious. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Yeah, true, right? Harry Downing, joining in as the latest channel member. Thank you very much, Harry Downing, for joining in. Again, like I say always, that makes such a big difference in supporting the channel, supporting these streams, keeping it all sustainable. Folks, love to see those banners go up. Throw up those banners, throw up those E's, and give a warm welcome to our latest channel member. And don't forget to join the Discord if you aren't there already, and let either myself or one of the Grand Arbiters know your title, so that we can assign your rank in the Discord as well. Respect for the sovereignty. Yeah, true. True, true, true. I think you're right. 3 does make us look a little weak. Yeah, as I was saying, right? He might be all like, well, then who is in charge? Maybe I should be talking to them instead. And there's that Discord link in chat again. Thank you very much, Smindle. Chancellor Hegel, please. Sordland's concerns are Sordland's alone. Hegel frowned. I sincerely hope you understand that the world doesn't work that way anymore, Mr. Rain. Yeah, see, this is the trouble with asking people to respect your sovereignty. They don't. Perhaps in the past, but not anymore. Listen, Mr. Rain. You have come here for a trade deal. Then let's talk about your deal, and we'll call it a day. We need a trade deal. Look, you need to know when to, like, swallow your pride, right? And tell him to pipe down. Nice. Mr. Rain, good spot there. But what can we expect from somebody like Hegel? From those damn commies? Yeah, exactly. What can we expect? I expect nothing more. Good. Here's what I am proposing. I have no qualms about what has been negotiated so far. Swordish tungsten in return for Volksland's hard-earned money. It's a good deal, really. No. My problem is not with the deal itself. My problem is with you, Mr. Rain. It's how you lead Sordland. Then it goes both ways, Chancellor. No, you don't have to like me to trade with Sordland. Harry Downing, how's it going, buddy? Finally get to see a live stream. Watched all of your Crusader Kings 3 tutorial videos, and I'm having more fun than ever in Crusader Kings. Awesome. I am glad to hear that. I'm on episode 10 of Bengal Tiger VOD, so no spoilers. All right, sounds good, sounds good. Hey, I'm glad to hear that those guide videos helped you enjoy Crusader Kings. That's awesome. That's part of the reason why I make guide videos. It's to spread the joy of a game that I enjoy, so that's really cool. Thanks again. I don't know if you caught me mentioning it earlier, but thank you again for your membership. It is greatly appreciated. It makes such a big difference. We threw up a bunch of flags and banners for you. I'm not sure if you caught that, but thanks again, buddy. It really makes a big difference. And if you didn't catch it again, check out the Discord too. There's a lot of like multiplayer games, the Crusader Kings and stuff going down there constantly. So if you're looking for people to play with, you don't have to be a veteran at the game. A lot of beginners and stuff as well. Don't hesitate to join on in. Oh, okay, awesome. Let's see, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I see a call for a 2. Nah, we go with 1. Look, I don't care for his insults. His words don't hurt me. He's a communist. It's not... They're not... What would it be? It doesn't hurt me. It hurts us. Or whatever. You don't have to like me to trade with Sordland. True. But I can certainly make your life harder. Let me tell you this, Mr. Rain. A trade deal between Voxland and Sordland is possible. Let's hear it. What do you want? I feel like putting my foot down a little bit, I'll be honest with you. But yeah, kill him with kindness, right? Put out your cigar on his precious painting and say, I'm out. Oh, I wish that was an option. I wish that was an option. Let's hear it. What do you want? What I want is simple. Recognize Helgeland as Volkslandian territory, and I'm ready to sit on the table. Yeah, sure. I wanted to do that anyway. I want to spit in the face of my former allies. That's it? Sure. I'll announce it as soon as possible. Here we go. I see those no. Nah, here we go. That's it? Yeah, sure. I'll announce it as soon as possible. This means nothing to me. Then consider that we have a deal, Mr. Rain. He extended his hand for a handshake. Yeah, we're gentlemen. Shake hands. We shook hands on it. We're at the end of our allocated time. I must get back to work. Enjoy your stay in Voxland. I'm definitely not staying after this. Thank you for the warm hospitality. I'll have a good... I feel like not letting him get to us would be the ultimate insult, you know? I feel like not letting him get to us would be the ultimate insult. Duck of Death, thank you very much for subscribing. Hope you're enjoying the show, buddy. Again, if you are, you know what to do. Let me know by hitting that like button down below. The deal is sealed. I mean, technically, I don't know if the paperwork's been done. I was expecting an actual, you know, signing of a piece of paper. This is literally a handshake deal right now. But yeah, let's kill him with kindness. Let's kill him with kindness, right? See, if I don't show that he's gotten to me, he's gonna have sleepless nights being like, God damn it, that piece of crap, goddamn Rain. How could he be so bold, you know? But if I show that he got to me, then he'll be like, ha, that shows him. So yeah, I will. Have a good day, Chancellor Hegel. Have a good day, Mr. Rain. He turned around and walked away, leaving me alone in the empty halls of the royal palace. Well, that's not ideal. I don't feel comfortable taking Rumburg on with just one ally. That doesn't seem remotely, you know, viable. So I guess we do have to rely on Lesbia a little bit. They're not going to like us either. This is the problem with being a despot. People just don't understand, man. It's like that Will Smith song. Man, heads of state just don't understand. It's a very old Will Smith song. It's like, I think it's from before the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. or you know what, it might be around the same time. Might be around the same time. Alright, trade initiative. The trade initiative is a new foreign policy move to establish better economic partnerships in the region. I don't recall activating this policy, but I'll take it. There's trade with Volksland as well. Good stuff. Tungsten trade with Volksland. The comprehensive agreement with Voxland to reduce regulations and barriers which make Sordland's leading export trading partner of tungsten. Okay, gotcha. Free trade zone with Voxland. A comprehensive free trade zone has been created with Voxland, tightening economic bonds and improving relations. Where's the lack of allies is still very much red. Yeah, DJ Jazzy Jeff, hell yeah. Natalie, you gotta go. Sounds good. Well, thanks for coming through. As always, thoroughly entertaining. Have yourself a wonderful Friday and a wonderful weekend as well, if I don't catch you over the course of the weekend. And hopefully I'll catch you on Monday when we hopefully stream Crusader Kings again. It's been some time. I missed it this last week. But thanks for coming through, Natalie. Have yourself a beautiful Friday and a beautiful weekend as well. We don't have names like that anymore. Nah, DJ Jazzy Jeff. I can't think of a DJ with that kind of a name, a mainstream DJ with that kind of a name in today's musical landscape. But I could be mistaken. All right, what's going on over here? Factions. Oh, is it because Marcel Caranti is in charge of the oligarchs now? I think it used to be Tusk. Something's changed here. That's the only thing I can imagine has changed. And legislative? What happened here? Well, there you have it. Franz Richter has, in fact, yes, been detained. Empty seat for the leader of the opposition and chairman of the PFJP. Beautiful. Love to see it. Love to see it. Geopolitico has this to say. Sordland recognizes Helgeland as Volkslandian territory. President Rain has announced that Sordland will recognize Voxland's claim on the island of Helgeland after his meeting with Chancellor Hegel, sending ripples around eastern Mercopa and beyond. Helgeland is an island that has been long disputed between Agnolia and Volksland due to its strategic position. Following the bloody conflict in Helgeland, Voxland has been increasing its presence on Agnolia and started to pose a threat to peace in the region. Sordland's decision to support Volksland may be the sign of an incoming conflict. Regardless, now Agnolia stands alone in eastern Mercopa against two major regional powers. Oh, thank you. That's quite the compliment. Alright, let's now deal with the drunkard. Trade talks with the president of Lesbia. B-store for... Sorry, what did I miss? I feel like I missed something important there. Trade talks with the president of Lesbia. Let's go. God, I'm trying to figure out how willing I am to bend here. We need another ally in the region. Welland is like not even an ally. Welland is like half an ally, you know? Welland barely has its own stuff together. How's it going to help us? Oh, about Richter. Yeah. Lesbia? More like Drunkia. God. God damn. Aces above. The drunkard, I thought Frank was still at university. Hey, listen, our son might be many things, but we denied him that beer at the barbecue in this playthrough. I was in my office preparing my briefcase for the trip ahead to Perla in Lesbia to discuss the trade deal. I heard 2 knocks, and I turned around to see David. He was panting heavily. Mr. President, is something wrong? I've just received a communication from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Lesbia about our trade deal. Because of our trade deal with Volksland, they've decided to cancel the negotiations. Wow! Is there any way we can still get them on the table? Unfortunately not. It seems like the trade deal with Lesbia fell apart. I started unpacking my briefcase. That's not all, Mr. President. Go ahead. He handed me a document with the emblem of the Ministry of Economy of Lesbia on it. Lesbia has put tariffs on our trade in retaliation. They're trying to economically weaken us. It looks like we've made an adversary. I put down the document and slammed the table. Are you goddamn kidding me? Are you for real right now? Oh, god damn it. We are in so much trouble. We're in so much trouble. What the hell, man? Yeah, the communist-capitalist conflict is like... We didn't side with either power here. I mean, this is so, like, real, though. Lesbia doesn't care. They have their weight to throw around. They have their weight to throw around. They don't give a... God damn. God damn. Natasha, can't weaken us if we're already destroyed. Yeah, cue that tapping the head image. Man. Time to like torpedo our own economy just so that Lesbia can't take credit for it, am I right? Modern 50s problems require 50s solutions. We're being North Korea hard here. No, we've got some trade deals. We got 2 trade deals. We're okay. We're fine. Yeah, we do need to be very nice to Roomberg. This is... What did I expect to happen? I expected to at least have a conversation. In some ways, Lesbia gave us the benefit of not taking the train ride over, unlike Agnolia, you know, that allowed us to arrive there and then turned us away. That nonsense. Man, Geopolitico. Lesbia cancels meeting. The Foreign Ministry of Lesbia has announced the immediate end of the diplomatic talks after Sordland has made a substantial agreement with Voxland, throwing the potential talks in jeopardy. Prime Minister Alvarez announced a disappointment in the Swedish government after talks fell through. Oh, this is a little worrying. Well, fortunately, we do have the whistleblower. Hopefully, we can use some intel against Roomberg, but war is pretty much off the table at this point in time. I think we would get handily crushed. Like I was saying, Wellen is half a nation. 1.5 nations and against the might of Roomberg, I don't think that'll go well. Even with our modernized equipment, I don't think that'll go well. You can still win the war, but the economy must be better? Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, what's going on at Earlery? Private meeting with Peter Vectern. Alright. What's up? It was a dark, chilly evening when Peter called and asked if we could meet. He gave no details. All he said was that it was important. I drove alone through Hallsword's suburbs until I reached the meeting point he named. 147 Ruhek Avenue, number 26. Our old campaign headquarters, untouched since the night of the election. This was where everything began. I made my way up the dusty staircase to the office building. The light in the second-floor hallway was out, so I used a cigarette lighter to find my way to the wooden door marked 26. I pulled on the handle, but it wouldn't budge. The heavy door had always been a pain to open. Coming! Peter pushed on the door with all his weight. It made a screeching sound as it opened. Without further ado, I bid you welcome to this grand nostalgia trip hosted by yours truly, Peter Vectern. He made an exaggerated bow. The dust from the open door was still settling down. Feeling sentimental yet? Not really, it's just an office. No. Indeed. I haven't been to this place in ages. I miss it sometimes. Even that damn door. Come over here. Remember this? He walked over to his old desk and pointed to the gramophone that had annoyed our neighbors and kept us company for so many late nights. Peter flipped the switch, and it filled the room with swing music from the 20s. I'll be damned. It still works. So what are we celebrating? Try and put a positive spin on this, right? Let's keep this positive, right? Akshem James, I have invested in military industry, yes, and we've upgraded our air force as well, on the recommendation of Yosef, if memory serves me right. So what are we celebrating? Life, my friend, life. He put his hand under the desk and brought a bottle out. He took a swig out of it and passed the bottle to me. It's the worst that could happen. Mono. I took a swig as well before passing the bottle back to Peter. Oh god, we might actually get mono. That's my boy. Peter snapped his fingers to the music while going through the items in the room. They looked virtually unchanged since election night. Come on, have a look around. See if it doesn't bring back memories. I'll go through the records next to the gramophone. I made my way to the gramophone and started flipping through the records next to it. Natasha, was that in response to what are we celebrating? What are we celebrating? Cheating on our wives. Oh my god. I found one of my favorite albums ever, Mountains by Yannick Gertz. A set of plaintive folk songs that made me yearn for the countryside whenever I heard it. What a classic. You should mail that to Frank so he can learn what real music is. Yeah, let's take the record. I pulled the record out, put it under my arm, and placed it next to the door. I walked over to my old desk, sat down on the squeaky chair, and opened the top drawer. Inside, there were a few old coins, pencils, and sheets of paper. Underneath them, something caught my eye. It was a photograph of me and Monica sitting under a tree. This must have been 10, maybe 15 years ago. We looked so young and so happy. Monica would love to see this. Nice find. Look at baby Anton. You didn't even have your iconic look. Our customized iconic look. Yeah, let's take the photograph. I took the photograph and slid it into my jacket pocket. I walked over to the tower of storage boxes and opened one of them. In one of the storage boxes, I found a heavy object, wrapped safely. I unwrapped it. It was an emerald-colored statue of a goat, the symbol of Sordland. I remember that this was a gift from Brenda, one of the 53 election campaign assistants. It would look good on my desk in the palace. Brenda. Always sucking up to you. And where did it get her? Seriously, where? I have no idea where she ended up. I lifted the storage box with the statue in it and put it near the door so I could take it on the way out. Wickles, yay, adultery! Althor, goddamn. You know what I mean. Enough going through old stuff. Let's talk. Show that to Monica and stop the divorce. I feel like it would just instigate the divorce further. It's like, hey honey, look, I found this photo of us from 10 or so years ago. Monica's response, yeah, back when I loved you. By the way, I'm filing for divorce. B-store for... Conan, tell me, what is best in life? Polygamy. Alright, enough going through old stuff. Let's talk. Yes, all in good time. He gestured to the bottle he had in his hand. I took a swig out of it before passing it back to Peter. He took a very big gulp out of the bottle and staggered to the side afterwards. It's one of those things that's like, do we draw it out of him, or do we let him say his own thing? You know, do we just leave it be, let him talk when he wants to talk? It's our stuff, Hello YT, right? I mean, this is our stuff, so why not take it? Yeah, maybe we should just bring it up. He might not say anything if we if we let him be him. I know you, Peter. What are you hiding? Nothing. Let's go up to the roof. The view was always amazing from there. We went up the stairs to the roof. The view was mesmerizing. The buildings of Hallsword twinkled below us, while the stars shone bright in the sky. We sat and leaned back against a wall, taking it all in. Right as I was starting to get up, I heard a sobbing sound. I turned to Peter and saw tears streaming down his cheeks. Oh dear. What kind of a friend are we? I pretend not to notice. No. Between 1 or 2. 1 is like kind of a sarcastic, might get a chuckle and an answer, but 2 is a bit more direct, right? He did, Wickles, he did. I don't know if it was because of this or because of something else. Or because of a combination of stuff, rather, I should say. Loads pistol. Oh, God. Take him out to pasture? No. What's wrong, buddy? 1 is a great line, though, Flak Armor. Yeah, I was so tempted by it, but I just don't know if he's ready for it. We're on a rooftop, after all, you know? Exactly. He might not be taking the stairs back down, as Halthor so eloquently put it. Sergio, how's it going, buddy? It's been some time. It's been some time. Glad you can make it today. Hope you've been having a wonderful, wonderful week, wonderful day. Because I can tell you Peter hasn't. He wiped the tears away. I messed up, Anton. I messed up big time. Evelyn's leaving me. She wants a divorce. You two have always had rough patches. I'm sure you'll kiss and make up. Naivete. It's different this time. I've been sleeping with Livia Suno. Wait, this is different. He confided in us. He didn't confide in us previously, did he? We found out through, like in our previous playthrough, I'm pretty sure we found out through Lucien. I can't remember if it was a combination of the two, but I certainly don't remember Peter straight up saying he's been sleeping with our secretary, in case you didn't recognize the name. That's all, you lucky man. I had a feeling about you too. You've been what? And then, or immediately ignore the importance of his feelings and focus on the scandal. God damn, I don't know. Does he, Ted Knight? He admits it here? I don't remember that. I gotta figure out which episode it was last time that we had this conversation. I don't remember him telling us that he's been sleeping around. Or he admitted that he's been sleeping around, but not specifically with Livia. But I could be mistaken. Oh God, hello IT. Yeah. You never had him admit in yours, Spindle? Yeah, I'm pretty sure in my previous playthrough he didn't admit to us. It was just after Lucien had brought it up. Yeah, we should focus on Peter here. I'm not sure. Like, God damn it. None of these answers feel like the right one, you know. I had a feeling about you two is kind of the most neutral. You've been what is like, dude, like he doesn't need this right now. Like we can talk about that later. I wish real life conversations you could like pause and take a moment to think about your response before you have to make it. 3 is just like, yeah, it's just antagonizing him, you know. 3 is antagonizing him. 2 is like, 2 also feels antagonistic. 1 feels too chummy though, you know? No, I worry about talking about the scandal instead because he'll be like, that's all you can think about? My life is in ruins, my wife is leaving me, and all you can think about is a political scandal? Like, you know, I understand. Despots do care about their friends. They have to, otherwise their friends turn on them. Ted Knight, now I'm doubting myself. Yeah. Hello, IT, he didn't admit in my 2 playthroughs? Yeah, I do think he didn't admit in ours either. Classified, you can do that, PE. It's just hard and folks stare at you like you're dying. Just pause and take a moment. Yeah, 5, I don't need this right now. Yeah, just stand up and walk away, leave Peter on the roof. Kate Percy, how's it going? Late, so we'll need to VOD, but hi. Well, thanks for dropping by and saying hi. Enjoy the VOD when you're watching it. And I do hope your Friday has been treating you well. Thanks for coming through. I'm not sure if you stayed long enough to hear that, but I do appreciate the drop in and the hello. We control the papers. A scandal is nothing. Oh, that's a good point, Wickles. Yeah, that's a very good point. Goddamn, I'm seeing some calls for one. Yeah, okay, let's try and cheer him up. Let's try and cheer him up. Peter trying to help fix our relationship with Roomberg. Damn, Natasha, damn. Ah, that's all? You lucky man. Thanks. I wish my wife saw it that way. It's just, Evelyn hasn't been the same since she lost her job, and Olivia was giving me sultry looks from the day I hired her. You were away, I was drunk, one thing led to another. But she's more than just a pretty girl, Anton. She's smart and kind. I think we really connected. Yeah, you did. The reason why plugs are called male and female. No need to justify. Men will be men after all. Oh my, I mean, ain't that an Anton response? How could you do this to me? Wow. Jesus. Wow. I like her too. That doesn't mean I'd break my vows and risk a scandal for a bit of horizontal polo. Possibly one of my favorite lines in this game. Risk a scandal for a bit of horizontal polo. God damn. Yeah, pretty cool. They connected for sure. Evelyn had no business having a job anyway. Should have appreciated her husband being the breadwinner, am I right? Exactly, Sales. Exactly. Something's wrong with Evelyn. She needs to go to the doctor, get checked out. Ace is about. Oh, you, yeah. Goddamn. I feel like 1 is the way to go. Don't tell me you're going to run off with her. It's, you know what? Somehow I feel like 1 is the answer that that Peter needs. Better than vertical polio. Oh God. Biological warfare right there. No need to justify. Men will be men after all. A little bit of cheating. What's the worst that could happen? Men will be men. Boys will be boys. So you slept around. Big deal. I'm glad you understand. In any case, we're ending things. I told her it's too unprofessional, and I want Evelyn back. Yeah, maybe you should have thought of that before you connected with somebody else, buddy. Well then, no harm done. Maybe I can speak to Evelyn and plead your case. Anton, you do that for me? No, I do it for my administration. How did Evelyn find out? No, of course I would. What evidence does she have of the affair? I do it for my best friend. She wrote me a rather saucy note. I made the mistake of putting it in my pants pocket on laundry day. You absolute idiot! You deserve to get caught! Oh my god, you reckless fool! You're my vice president? You absolute dumbass. Oh my god. I have no words. He deserves everything he's getting. Like, okay, I can't believe I'm quoting I think it was Lil Wayne, I think. I can't believe I'm quoting Lil Wayne. But be good or be good at it. You know, if you're gonna be bad, do a good job of being bad, right? Like, god damn, what an absolute moron. Yeah, Ricky, cool. A cheater and a moron, because those are two separate things. Oh my god, Peter, you tool. That's not the answer I expected. That is not the answer I expected at all. I thought he'd like, you know, I was expecting more like caught me kissing on the counter, and then we could be like, oh, just say it wasn't you. Got us banging on the sofa. Oh, it wasn't you. Man. Goddamn. That's not how you cheat, idiot. We're definitely gonna have to cap him. God, he deserves everything he's getting. Listen, Spindle. I meant up until now. I meant up until this point in this playthrough. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. God. Just keep it in your office desk drawer or something, you know? Oh my god. Just words. We'll find a way to spin it. Goddamn. I've known Evelyn almost as long as you. I'll talk some sense into her, or that's the kind of stupidity that ends presidencies. It really is, man. It really is. Just words. We'll find a way to spin it. Man, I do have that song playing in my head now. It wasn't me. Such a good song. Just words. We'll find a way to spin it. Quoting Shaggy isn't helping. God, I mean, he's got Shag right in the name, right? Oh my God, what an absolute idiot, though. Like, I mean, like, I'm glad he got caught, but in character, what an idiot. Yeah, true spindle, true. Peter's eyes welled up. I don't deserve you, either of you. Thank you for this, Anton. You really don't. Don't worry, mistakes happen. Anything for my best friend. Don't mention it. I mean it. Don't mention it. Don't write it on a piece of paper and put it in your goddamn pants pocket. Anything for my best friend is what I will say. 4 is what I'm thinking. 3 is what I'll say. Anything for my best friend. Without waiting for his reaction, I left the rooftop alone and made my way downstairs. Oh God, why would you do that? On my way out, I grabbed my belongings and took one last look back at the office. It had been home to some happy memories for sure, but this visit had permanently cured me of any nostalgia. Oh, that sucks, man. That actually makes me sad. As soon as I arrived home, I headed up to my study, sat down, and stared at the telephone. Man, I really feel like we should talk to Lucien first. Like, yeah, I care about the guy, but like, this is a huge potential scandal, right? If this gets out, rather I should say, when this gets out. Yeah, like we gave him some comfort. I think he'll be fine temporarily while we deal with, some potential fallout from this. Sergio, we did form the secret police. Yes, we did form the secret police. A couple calls for 1, a few calls for 2. Lucien is one more mouth to tell it, yeah, but he's smart enough to know that if this word gets out, his career is in just as much jeopardy as ours. I see quite a few calls for 1, actually. Conrado, how's it going, buddy? Having a good Friday, I hope. Oh, God. All right, I'm gonna... I see the calls to call Evelyn. Maybe we should. I don't know if we can do both. Call no one. We have censored the media, so hopefully that'll help control it. So maybe Lucien is less of a rush then. This will give Lucien a reason to get rid of Peter and take his place. You're not wrong, Halthor. You're not wrong. I am a despot, but this is a matter of, like, between friends and governance. If you have no friends, you get assassinated, it's tough. But I picked up the phone and dialed Peter's home number. Evelyn answered after a few rings. Anton, it's late. Is everything all right? I told her what I knew about her, Peter, and Livia. Oh. She was silent for so long, I thought she might have hung up. Whatever you have to say, it won't change my mind. Wow, don't you understand? Your jealousy could ruin my chances of re-election. He's already ended it, can't you forgive him? Please, it was just harmless flirtation. No, I'm pretty sure flirting is a little different from what went down here. And what went down was, Peter. Hey! Probably also Olivia. Hey, I'm thinking 1. Peter still loves you. He was in tears when we talked. Much rather have a robot Lucien than an idiot friend. The trouble with idiot friends is that they're just as likely, if not more likely, to get you in trouble than themselves, Peter still loves you. He was in tears when we talked. Evelyn gave a short, sharp laugh. Ha! Do you know Peter at all? Really know him?
Livia wasn't the first, and she won't be the last. There'll always be another beautiful young woman for him to prey on. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, this makes this conversation a lot darker than I was expecting. He has a wandering eye. You knew that when you married him? Yikes. That's not fair. Peter says they had a real connection. Yikes. Preyed on. Livia was a willing participant. Also yikes. These are all yikes, man. Oh my god. Our idiot friend is also pretty popular in the party, I think. Shouldn't forget that. That's a good point, yeah. I legitimately, none of these answers are good per se. 3 seems like the most, yeah, Beast Orphan. 3 seems like the most, oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I should have called Lucian. Politics is so much easier than all this nonsense. Yeah, 3 is definitely the most, like patriarchal and quote-unquote traditionalist. It's along the lines of men will be men, just like we said to Peter. Men will be men. He had a wandering eye. You knew that when you married him. It's just how it is. You know, one of those conversations. There was this. It reminds me of. So I mentioned I watched The Sopranos recently, right? And it reminds me of this one line. I think I'm pretty sure it was Sopranos. I watched so much mob stuff. It all blends together sometimes. There was this one line where it was just like this guy was telling somebody who's dating his daughter, and he says, if you're gonna raise your hand, you need to give her your last name first, right, or something along those lines. And it took me a minute. I was like, what does he mean? I had to like play it back. I was like, what does that mean? And I was like, oh wow, okay. He's saying if you want to beat my daughter, you gotta marry her first. And I was like, Jesus. Of course, right. So this is that kind of a traditionalist line of thinking, you know, it's like, come on, that's just what guys are like, you know? Let's go with it. Yeah, exactly. They're just secretaries. They don't mean anything. You're his wife. He comes home to you every night or so. He has a wandering eye. You knew that when you married him. I thought I could help curb his worst impulses, but it obviously wasn't true. Look at whom he goes after. Secretaries, kitchen staff, aides. Remember Brenda? Oh no, that's what happened to Brenda. And never get in a relationship with somebody with the hopes of changing them. That's not a good foundation. That's not a good foundation. That's Evelyn, that's, come on. What do they have in common? When the vice president asks them for sex, they might lose their job if they refuse. I'd go to the media about this if I wasn't persona non grata at the Hallsword Post, and if there was a shred of a chance I'd be taken seriously. But at the very least, I will no longer be an accomplice to his abuse of power, and frankly, Anton, neither should you. Evelyn hung up without waiting for me to respond. I took a minute to think over what she'd said. Okay, good, I can call Lucian. Oh boy. We should have called Lucian first. Oh, Peter is definitely a bit of a creep. I mean, that's what she was getting at earlier when when our options were like boys will be boys, or oh, Livia was a willing participant. The obvious, to me at least, the obvious line that conversation was going to go is willing participant. Like, he's her superior, and he's making demands. Of course, she's not in a position to say no, like, without the risk of losing her job and being blacklisted in, like, the political, space and all that. Like, I knew where that was going. Looks like we ended up there anyway. The good thing is, yeah, she won't go to the press, exactly. God damn. Time to call Lucian. He needs to know. He needs to be able to strategize this overnight, Exactly. At least we do know. That's a good point. We do know the full story now when we call Lucian. That's a good point. I didn't think about it that way. Still holding the receiver, I dialed Lucian's number. He picked up very quickly. Jesus, man. Yes, Mr. President. I told Lucian everything Peter had told me about himself, Evelyn, and Livia. Thank you for calling me, Mr. President. This serves to confirm some suspicions of my own. We have to meet. Right now? Tomorrow morning in your office, early, before either of the two arrive. Don't bring this up with anyone else. I fear we may have more than a mere dalliance on our hand. Dalliance? The line dropped. Lucian, you don't need to be so goddamn mysterious. Never get in a relationship with someone below you in a work hierarchy, even if you mean well. Yeah. That's the angle that Evelyn was getting at as well. If Livia had honor as a decent woman, she'd have said no. I stared at the receiver, wondering what his last statement meant. What was going on that I didn't know about? I went to bed, but couldn't sleep at all. Everything's going downhill, folks. Everything's going downhill. Hey, our economy, though, that's looking good. Silver lining thinking. The economy is recovering ever so slightly. As a result of what? Increased trade volume. New successful trade agreements and a free trade zone have caused an increase in the volume of traded goods between Sordland and the region. Beautiful. Budget is green, wealth is good, economy is good. The relationship at home is fine enough. At least we're not getting a divorce yet. Yeah, things are good. Things are good. We're okay. God, the conversation with Evelyn did not go as I'd expected, though. Evelyn was incompetent. She had to keep him interested in her. Yeah, she didn't keep up. Obviously, this is her, entirely her doing. She knew who she married. All right, start of the day at the palace. Let's go and talk to Lucian here. It was early in the morning after my talk with Peter. The sun was just beginning to peek over the horizon. The Maroon Palace was empty, save for a few cleaning staff. I entered my office to find Lucian already waiting for me. Mr. President, thank you for meeting with me at this hour. I couldn't sleep anyway. Very well. I'm pleased that you chose to call me after your conversation with Mr. Vectern last night, although I was already aware of his illicit relationship with Masuno. There it is. I figured as much. You do know everything that goes on in the palace after all. Lucian smiled. On its own, given Mr. Vectern's established reputation as something of a playboy, the affair is unlikely to cause much damage. However, a more troubling possibility has been brought to light. A recent conversation with Mr. Hailstone, our whistleblower from Roomburg, revealed the presence of a spy within the Maroon Palace. I believe Miss Suno is our mole. She's been using her relationship with Mr. Vectern to gather information. Tell me more. I can do better than that. I'll show you. Lucian reached into his coat pocket, pulled out an audio tape, and fed into the reel-to-reel machine on my desk. I put my hand up. Lucian, you said show. There's no visual component to an audio tape. This was recorded in the palace at 1809 on the second day of your trade visit to Voxland. He pressed play. I heard Peter and Livia's voices. You're sure everyone's gone for the day? Relax, Liv. Nobody's working that hard with President Stick up his ass off in Volksland. Livia giggled. I heard the sound of kissing, then of drinks being poured. I'm glad you stayed behind. Did he tell you how it's going over there? Do you think there's a chance they'll form an alliance? No, doesn't seem like it. Although we've still got a shot with the superpowers. There's talk of a possible cooperation. But enough work talk, Miss Suno. I want you bent over my desk. Now. Lucian grimaced and switched the tape off. Yeah, man, that's how I felt reading that out loud. Flirting with yourself is one of the weirdest goddamn things to do. It's, oh my god. Yeah, I feel that, Lucian. I feel that grimace. Lucian grimaced and switched the tape off. Oh dear. And then what happened? Peter isn't a good guy. No aces above. He is not a good guy. Wait, aces, were you, are you at all familiar with the storylines in this game? It's why I try to keep things spoiler-free. Even though I know some of the story beats that are coming up, I try not to mention them ahead of time, because I'm sure there's a lot of folks that are watching this as their first time watching, so I don't want to spoil too much. President Stick up his ass, yeah. So much for a best friend, eh? So much for a best friend. Silence, Livia. We really should. That is indeed cause for concern. I mean, the asking of these weird questions is more the problem here than Peter being Peter. Alderar, how's it going, buddy? Having a wonderful Friday, I hope. This is new to you too? Alright, sounds good, Ace. It sounds good. Yeah, that's why I try to keep things spoiler-free, even if I know what might be coming, because then you get surprises like this one. Yeah, Olivia is a potential spy, and this is indeed cause for concern. Capital punishment is a thing now, yes. It is a thing now. I'm glad you agree. And that's not all. I found her resume on file, and there's a year-long gap between her finishing secretarial school and beginning her career. Normally, this would have been looked into, but Misuno was hired before a background check could be completed by one Peter Vector. Just then, there was a knock on the door. Olivia opened it cautiously. Good morning, Mr. President. Mr. Galati, I didn't realize you'd be in so early. Can I get you some coffee? I stayed silent. Lucien finally spoke up. Please, have a seat, Miss Suno. Olivia sat. She looked puzzled. Is something the matter? Enough pretending. Your secret is out. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Oh, man. I feel like saying Peter told me everything. It might cause some trouble for Peter, but like, look, man, like I said, he deserves at least some of what's coming to him. Saying Lucien has evidence makes him kind of look like a bit of a bad guy, you know? Because you know, he's recording places in the office, and that's troublesome, problematic. Can't we just disappear her? Honestly, I wish. I hope so. I'm thinking... I mean... So, to Aksham James, to your point, like... Yeah, it's weird, because, like, if I tell her Peter told us, will Peter be upset at us? How could you tell her? It's like... I'm just handling business, man. Or I could say, you know perfectly well. Yeah, I guess it's vague-ish. True, flak armor, true. This is a perfect job for the Swordish secret police. Mew Gaming, hi, had to pop in and say hi, and that your zoo videos legit saved me over lockdown. Keep being a legend. Well, thank you so very much, Mew Gaming, for dropping by, for saying hi, and for the kind words. I'm glad the Planet Zoo videos helped you through this, unbelievable last year and a half or so. But thank you. I do appreciate the kind words and the support. Appreciate it greatly. Don't out Lucien, just make her go away. True. And that's a good point, Halthor. I think I'm confronting her about the about both. So I think saying you know perfectly well leaves it vague enough for her to be, I don't know, for her to make a misstep, I guess. You know perfectly well. Livia buried her face in her hands. I'm so sorry, Mr. President. I was foolish, and Peter was so nice to me, but it's over now. Nobody ever needs to know. That's not what the President means, Miss Suno. We're referring to you being an intelligence agent for Roomberg. Olivia sat upright. She looked shocked. Pardon me, Mr. Galati, but are you feeling all right? Do we go with don't play dumb, Livia, if that is your real name, or do we go with he's fine? What do you have to say for yourself? I'm not sure which one's the right call here. Nandani Kunji, how's it going? Hey. Yeah, it's the first time I've seen you at the stream. I'm glad you can make it today. Hope you've, I don't know if you've been keeping up with the VODs or anything, but I'm glad you could come through today. A known spy is better than a caught spy, though. Yes, you can feed bad intel if you know somebody is a spy, and then you give them incorrect intel intentionally to throw off whoever they're spying for. So a known spy can be a valuable asset. Unfortunately, I don't think we can play that angle with Livia. He's fine. What do you have to say for yourself? Mr. President, I understand if you don't want me to keep my job, but why smear me with outlandish accusations? Miss Suno, indulge me for a moment. What were you doing in the year 1951? Livia's face flushed. Sleeping with more vice presidents. If you must know, I was working as a cigarette girl at Porto's. It's a Lackhaven saloon. I was saving up so I could afford my own place in Hallsword. Here's the proprietor's number if you need to double check. She scribbled a telephone number on a piece of paper. Lucien snatched it up. Well, why were you at... That could out Peter as well. Either one of these. Like, 2 is the only one that's so direct, you know? 1 is very much like, why are you asking me questions about what I do? It's like, I'm your secretary. I want to make sure I can help you properly. Why were you so eager to help David back in Benfey? Oh, you know, he's an old man and he looked like he needed help. Like, there's excuses for both of those. 2 is the only one that's like a very direct... Like, you're asking about some serious matters here, but her response would be like, how do you know about that conversation? She might not say it out loud, but she might be thinking it, you know? How do you know about that conversation? It's a very specific conversation. Oh god, Natasha. Oh dear. I think we gotta go with 2 over here. I think it's the most direct, even though it might implicate Peter in my revelations here, but I think we're already going down that path. Why are you asking Peter about my alliances? To tell the truth, Mr. Rain, I was hoping to run for office myself someday. I want to make a real difference in the world, like Miss Morgana or Miss Walda. But I guess I messed that up by getting involved with Peter. Now they're all just going to say I slept my way to the top. Wait. How did you know about that conversation? There was a loud pounding on the door. Peter barged in without waiting for an answer. He was unshaven and wore the same clothes as the night before. Oh, here we go. It came as soon as I heard the 3 of you were in here. Anton, what the hell are you doing? I told you I had this under control. Sorry, Lucien already found out. Peter took a seat on the far end of the sofa. He looked over at Livia and noticed her troubled expression. God, why involve her? This is my mess. She did nothing wrong. There's a small chance she was... No, she's a spy, Peter. You messed up big time. I would rather not have the you messed up big time tacked on there. But he fell for the honeypot. I believe honeypot's the term. She's a spy, Peter. You messed up big time, buddy. What? I have reason to believe she's been relaying information to Rumberg. Information that you leaked to her in your carelessness. Lucien rewound his tape and played it again. As Peter listened, his eyes widened in disbelief. Lucien, you rat bastard, you've been bugging my office? I'm sure there's an explanation for this. Both Peter and Livia were glaring at Lucien now. He looked unrepentant. Hey, you don't get to glare, alright? Listen, know your place, goddammit. I had noticed the Vice President's behavior becoming increasingly erratic and unprofessional over the past months. I wanted to get to the root of the cause. So you wiretapped your own goddamn colleague. And for what? Have you been getting off to this, you pervert? Certainly not. I believe that along with the Rumberg whistleblower's admission that there is a spy in the palace and certain gaps in Miss Suno's resume, this tape makes a compelling case to investigate the secretary for espionage. Whether or not the investigation yields positive results, Mr. Vectern ought to be held accountable for his willingness to divulge such sensitive information. He ought to stand trial or, at the very least, resign. Peter's jaw dropped. Livia stood up. If I may, Mr. President, I've been paying attention to what goes on in the palace, not because I'm some sort of agent, but out of genuine interest, hard as that may be for you to believe, Mr. Galade. She scowled at Lucien, then turned back to me. And from what I've seen, this man has been attempting to undermine your vice president at every turn, perhaps with the goal of replacing Peter himself. That's ridiculous. I'd never make Lucien vice president. Lucien immediately stabs me in the back. Either, of course, you'd say that Peter's your lover, or nonsense, Lucian's been nothing but loyal. I think, of course, you say that Peter's your lover. Livia looked at Peter on the other end of the couch. Her eyes softened. He was my lover. We've put this behind us. The two of you ought to do so as well. Lucian frowned. My personal misgivings about Mr. Vectron aside, I would never do anything to harm this administration. Mr. Vectron, on the other hand, has at best committed adultery, and at worst, delivered state secrets straight into enemy hands. Who could I believe? Lucian, can I speak to you alone for a moment? Peter and Livia exchanged worried glances before exiting my office. What are you going to do, Mr. President? I believe you. We should investigate Livia. This is troubling news. Natasha, no need to spam, please. Once is enough. Once is enough. Lucian breathed a sigh of relief. I appreciate your trust in me. And Mr. Vectron, what would you do about his willingness to compromise Sordland's security at the drop of a pencil skirt? Pencil skirts are nice. Peter did what any man would. You'd understand if you weren't a workaholic. Yikes. I'll settle that with him personally. I'll decide that once we have the results. I think 3. I think 3 is what I'll go with, because I feel like 2 implies that we're going to fire him. And I don't know if I want to, despite the scandal. Because we should be able to keep it quiet, right? We control the press. I don't know. The bugging of the offices is not so appreciated. I'll decide that once we have the results. Very well. Just keep in mind you may need him to shoulder the blame for this. Lucian adjusted his tie. I'll apologize to Miss Suno and tell her this has all been a misunderstanding. We can't have her running away during the investigation. I mean, the spying paid off here, so telling him off for spying seems like, like, now's not the time to do that. Thank you. Very well, sir. Lucian gave a slight bow as he left the office. I wonder if I should have taken care of that conversation myself. I sat by myself for a while, wondering what exactly I had set into motion. What have we set into motion here? Yeah, I should have done it myself. I regret that decision. I was thinking, like, so busy with stress and strain, it's just like, just go deal with it, Lucian. I gotta figure out the Peter angle. You know what I mean? Halthor, the office is for buggering, not bugging. My lord. My god. On that note, jokes aside, folks, there's some interesting plot threads coming up from this affair scandal. Our lack of a second ally is very concerning as it pertains to the Roomberg conversation, the Roomberg ruminations, as it might be. I'm a little concerned where things are headed, though at least the budget's looking good, our personal wealth is looking great, and the economy is actually recovering slowly, but hopefully surely. I really hope to see the industrial zone get completed soon and further help our economy. And if we can keep Roomberg at bay, if we can prevent war from happening, I think we might actually survive a campaign trail, if not a re-election. Folks, next up, we deal with this potential bit of espionage and the affair, but that is, of course, not today. That will be next time. Again, folks, hope you had a good time. If you did, you know what to do. Let me know down below by leaving a like, and if you're watching the VOD, leave a like, leave a comment. It does make a very big difference in just how I approach content on the channel, what I do, what I don't do. Y'all know the drill by now. Next Friday, we will be back with more Suzerain. On Monday, we should be back with more Crusader Kings 3. And on Tuesday, again, we should be back with Phantom Brigade. Lots of updates to that game that I'm really excited to check out and show off as well. So yeah, next week, again, like I said, it's been a bit of a wild week, this one. Next week will be a little rough as well because there's a lot going on. I hope to reveal all that's been going on next week, though, and the week after, too. But hopefully we're back to at least regular streaming. Again, thank you all for coming through today. A huge thanks to our new members for joining in, and of course to all of our members who remembered. I gotta come up with a. I gotta come up with something. But folks, again, that kind of support really makes a world of difference, and that's why, of course, no session is truly over without a massive thanks to all of the channel members and patrons who've been supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Again, y'all keep us alive and running smoothly. Got to update the credits list a little bit. Got to add some of the new names from today. And of course, a big old thanks to each and every one of y'all for watching. Again, none of this would be happening if it wasn't for each and every one of you, whether you're watching live or you're watching the VOD. It makes such a big difference. Spindle dropping the social links there. Excellent point, folks. Again, if you don't follow me on Twitter, don't hesitate to do so. If you're not in the Discord, don't hesitate to join. I do keep people up to date with scheduling and things like that on Twitter, as well as the occasional, ever so often, bunny pick. They are the best because Elizabeth is adorable. Is adorablest, in fact. And Discord, of course, fantastic community, great place to hang out, chill, and just have a good place to relax with some great people. Thank you all for coming through today. This was an interesting stream. A lot went down. We're nearing the end of this playthrough as well. I think we're entering the last act. I think we just hit our much like Peter. Probably not Livia. I think we just hit the climax, and we're about to start tumbling towards a resolution. Folks, enjoy the rest of your Friday. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. And until next time, cheers.